Exodus 21 verse number 2. If thou buy an Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. And this is a system. It's a system that God actually applied to rule this country, to rule this world. If you want to rule this world, you see, a lot of people are in debt. And why are they in debt? Because they have been in debt for many years. I'm not saying that people who want to buy a mortgage, if you go to buy a mortgage, it shows that in a mortgage, the system of mortgage, you are living in it. And when you buy a mortgage, it's a kind of debt that, in fact, my advice is don't even do it, because if you don't have enough access to finances to be able to secure that mortgage, then why do it also? It's not a good thing. But you see, I'm talking about the kind of um, issue you will be whereby you went to borrow money to marry. That is foolishness. You went to borrow money to do business. Anyway, let us say the positive parts. You went to borrow money to do business, and it go out of proportion. I don't know whether it's a good English, but the business didn't work the way the way it should go. Now, after 6 years, you have been struggling to pay. You couldn't 6 years, 6 years. You are working hard to be able to pay back, because in honesty. But the Bible says after 7 years, well, it's 7 years, let the money go. Sometimes you see, it is not as a person. I think it's merely, it was for the Israel. It's a government. Don't forget, when you look at the Israelites, and God was governing them. That is actually the main thing that people do not understand. So therefore, when God is governing them, whatever finances they have, God gave it to them. Whatever things that they have, God gave it to them. So that, what am I trying to say? The government should have a policy whereby people begin to have. I think in Netherlands they also have such things. Then after 3 years, then your debt are paid. So therefore, they help you to organize it, that you are clean out of debt, because you need such you need such a background or foundation of Bible to be able to clean a poverty out of a land. Because if you allow them, because I know some organization, they don't care. You bought something for €10, and because there's a time whereby you might be financially handicapped. You don't have access to finances, you can't work, probably there's no document to work, because in Europe you must have a document to be able to work. Then there's no way you can get finances, so you are crippled. Then you have some debts. Then after 10 years, the debt has accumulated to a very high price. They keep on adding to it. They don't mind, they don't care. So then when you now start to have your document, and you see there is a lot of bill waiting for you, because the thing has accumulated, is now €1,000 something. You have to start somewhere, and you have already had some kind of financial problem that is waiting for you. Then altogether it become 30 something thousand euros. My dear, it's difficult to go out of that. And that's the system of Europe, or the system of the Dutch, the Netherlands. So if you are able to find your way out, there are also organizations that helps to see that you go out of this debt in 3 years. So they take all your access of finances, whatever that bring money for you, they pay you little, so that they can be able to pay the debt, your house rent, everything. There's a way they do it. So when you are living in a very luxurious house, you have to go out of that place, because you cannot afford it. They cannot also help you through that process, so they have to give you a little place to live, so that they can be able to pay and secure that your financial problem, to be able to go out of it. And so you see, if thou buy an Hebrew servant, 6 years, so shall serve. Now, I mean, in this case, I think when you go further, you realize that what I'm saying, God is actually the one that brought this idea, and that's why the country is using it. Any country that have a foundation of God, judgments and laws, you will always succeed. It's a good country, a country that abides by the law and the system of God will always succeed.